You are listening to Naked Soul Reflections, Mindful Moments for Clothes-Free Living, with your host, Hantu Nehart.
Greetings, everyone. Hantu Nehart here, and welcome to another episode of Naked Soul Reflection. I hope everyone who celebrates anything has had a wonderful holiday season and continues to have a wonderful holiday season. I want to talk about discovering something new about yourself this week. This is inspired by chores, oddly enough. Chores. So I was wrapping up the night and went into the kitchen and was like, oh, I need to do the dishes, that's right. And I go to the sink and I'm like, how are there all these dishes in here? There's just one of me. And I don't know how I made this mess. And it was messy. I know some people are very good about cleaning as they go when they're cooking and whatnot. And sometimes I am, and today just was not one of those days. So I got to the kitchen and I was all surprised, like I didn't remember that I was the one who had created the mess in the first place. Am I alone? Does anyone else ever have that? Yes, you do, don't lie. Anyway, I was like, wow, I really made a huge mess. And then so I started, running water and washing the pots and so forth. And then I realized something. I realized that I'm really coming into myself as an artist, someone who is constantly creating. And I never thought of myself as an artist because I just went about my life doing my thing, and as we all do, right? We have so many responsibilities, work, family, anything you can call upon, it's there, health. And so I just never stopped to think about it, but lately I have. And I didn't realize that I really take pride and joy in cooking, especially when I really make things from scratch. Like I made this delicious sauce tonight that went with a red lentil pasta and some lightly sauteed vegetables and spices, and it was so good. And I was really proud of the work that I had done. It was a beautiful plate, and I was like, wow, I am an artist. And I realized that I'm an artist in so many ways. I love doing it in the kitchen, the chopping up the vegetables, looking at the array of colors like paint on along the palette, and I just enjoy the whole process, smelling everything, tasting everything. But then I'm also an artist in my yoga practice and when I'm teaching yoga. I'm an artist when I'm creating music in GarageBand. I'm an artist when I write. I'm an artist when I dance. I'm an artist in so many ways, and I just never thought about that until recently. So with that in mind, I want to invite you to consider something new about yourself that maybe you didn't know. And this thought is also inspired by a photographer that I interviewed some months ago. Her name is Casey Johnson. And if you've seen that post I wrote up about that, or if you've seen her work online, she takes pictures of women's backs. And reflections the women share are so powerful, because the back is something that it's very hard for us to see on our own. It really takes having a perspective provided to us about our backs. And I thought that was so powerful, because so many of the women learned something new about themselves when engaging in that particular project with her. And so this recognizing myself as an artist was kind of like that, something that I didn't really know about myself and that I never considered about myself, even though I played violin and viola and danced and all these things. I just, because it wasn't professional or wasn't, with a recognized troupe or something, I didn't really make anything of it. But I am an artist, actually. And the dishes tonight reminded me of that. It really drove the point home. So, in the naturist, nudist, clothes-free community, we often talk about how taking off our clothes helps us disassociate with the usual set of labels and thought patterns that we have. A lot of people really connect with that. And so I want to go along that thought line, but really drive, continuing with it even further along. What's something that you didn't know about yourself? If you took off all of the clothing of assumptions that, I know everything there is to know about myself, like I've lived however many years, this is who I am, that's all there is to it. But is that all there really is to your story? This week, spend some time with this question being at the forefront. It's not something you can really necessarily hunt down, I don't think. But I think if you hold the question there as a portal of receptivity, it'll invite an aha moment, a revelation. What is something that you didn't know about yourself, that you didn't know what was there? I know it could be something simple, like if you did take your clothes off and you discovered, oh my gosh, I have a mole right there, who knew? Or maybe you didn't realize how strong you were until you had to lift something for someone else who dropped it. Maybe you didn't realize how creative you could be on the spur of the moment until someone asked you something at the last second. Maybe you didn't realize a certain skill set that you have, or it could be anything. But I want to invite you to take off the clothing of assumptions of everything you think you know about yourself, and just be open to the possibility that you might learn something new. Be willing to see something new about yourself. And treasure that. Because these things become not just something that we recognize for ourselves, but also how we end up serving in the world. Maybe sharing our cooking or sharing our new skills, newfound skills, our newfound artistry, sharing our new stories. These become such powerful tools of service in the world. So it's really incumbent upon us to explore these uncharted waters. Just when we thought we knew we had the whole world map of ourselves figured out, there's still new waters and new islands and new countries and places to discover. So open yourself up to that this week. And welcome that new aspect and then be open to using it in the world. My heart is with you, and I wish you a beautiful, wonderful week. Namaste.